Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cat Talk here on GreenCountyHeraldOnline.com. I'm Russell Turner, and this is my good friend Nick Chatham, head baseball coach and athletic director here at Greene County High School. And we're going to spend a few minutes talking about athletics at Greene County High School. Coach, we knew for several weeks that we were playing with fire with the way COVID was going, and it was unfortunate. But this past week we had a situation where the school's been put to, I guess we're calling it virtual learning. So tell me what that does to our athletic programs.
Well, we were getting ready to play a football game here Friday night, so everybody was amped up and excited about that. And like you said, it's unfortunate, but it was almost inevitable. I mean, we're dealing with it here, of course, but there are so many other schools in the state that are shut down. And even if you do, make it where you can stay in school here, you also have to worry about other schools, and that's just going to be an issue going forward. And I hate it worse for our kids because they've worked so hard and they've trained and they've prepared, and here they are, they get a couple games snatched away from them. So, but we definitely know that feeling because this has been going on for a couple years now.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, and it's a situation where the school leadership, the numbers were what they were, and to protect these kids and our staff, you just got to do it. And a lot of people don't see it either. It protects the rest of the community because you have 500 kids in a situation where the virus is spreading rapidly. That can be dangerous for all of us. But it is unfortunate. But we'll be back in school, I believe, on the 30th. Is that correct? 31st.
Is there a 31st?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, not next week, but the following Monday, and that's the same week of the all-important battle for the bell against the rebels from south of here. And I know, speaking to the coaching staff, the Activity Association is going to allow practices for kids who are COVID-free. And so that'll be an opportunity to kind of stay in a position to be prepared for that game.
That's exactly right. The MHSAA had a 14-day acclimation period in. So if you went virtual and you weren't able to practice, then you had to have a 14-day acclimation period before you could practice. Right. Well, them allowing us to be able to practice now volleyball, football, all sports that are in season, that keeps us from having to go through that acclimation period. Yeah. And like you said, it's dangerous if you don't. So it's a great thing that we're able to continue to practice and continue to work.
Absolutely. And George County is having some issues too. They've got, I think, 3 schools that are in the similar situation as the high school. And so, they're dealing with some of the same issues. And I hope that come the first week of September that they're in a position to play because you and I have talked about it 1,000 times. These small communities like ours, tight-knit communities like ours, high school athletics are important. Yep. And they're important in a lot of different ways. And so I know folks are excited about coming back out and getting started. We've got currently right now our volleyball and football seasons. Well, football was supposed to start this week. Volleyball got the 1 game. And talk to me about some of the other things that are going on out there. I know your guys are in fall camp, so to speak.
Well, when we look at shutdowns like this and not being able to practice, a lot of times we look specifically at the sports that are in season. And, of course, it's affecting them more, but it's affecting every sport in a certain way. For example, as a baseball coach, this is 2 weeks that we would be hitting the weight room hard and we'd be working on our individual drills that we just can't get back. And that hurts us in the future, 6 months from now, when we're strapping on the uniform and going to play baseball, that we didn't get this time to prepare. We need every second that we can get.
Right. And softball's in the same situation, and soccer, and all the different sports. And I hadn't had a chance to talk to Coach Barham, but I know he's excited too about his team, and a lot of excitement with soccer. I was going through my notes, and you may or may not know some of the answers to this. But I was just looking at the number of football players we've got playing on Thursdays and Saturdays this fall. It's a big number. It's obviously we had a few kids from last year's team that moved on to the next level, but we've got some guys playing all over the state. So I'm excited about that. I'm hoping they can get their time in.
Yeah, not just football guys. We've got several that have gone on to play softball.
Sure.
And we've got several in baseball and, of course, soccer and other sports. And anytime we can have one of our student athletes go a little bit further in their career and represent us in another area of the world, we love that. And what a great experience that is for them. And that's part of of coaching, and that's part of Greene County High School. Is we do want to get those kids to the next level where they can go and experience those things.
Absolutely. Lawson Merritt, I think, is at Jones. Miss Crumpton's still at Pearl River playing, so they'll be starting their seasons pretty quickly on the soccer pitches.
Wendell Kimball, he's put out a lot of girls basketball players at the next level, year in and year out. So,
well, good deal. I mean, it's nice to be able to talk about some positive things
That's
during
right.
all this other craziness that's going on. Anything else we need to talk about before we get our coach?
I'd just like to say this, with these kids, as hard as they've worked and losing these games, when we do get a chance to play, I want to encourage the community to come out and support them.
Yeah.
They've already lost a home game in football and several volleyball games, so please come out and show your support. It's a tough time for everybody. It's a tough time for these kids, and we'd love to have you come out and support them. And I want to throw this in here while I got the chance. September 3rd, the steak dinner for the baseball program here at the George County football game. If you'd like to buy a steak, see one of our baseball players or contact the school, and we'll definitely get you one. So,
well, it's always a great time. It's been it's a tradition here now, and it's a lot of fun. Of course, I'm sure you'll be making some announcements regarding to how that'll play out next week in terms
Yep.
of any kind of changes you've got to make to how that goes. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll talk a little bit more about Greene County athletics and particularly football. So we'll be right back. If you've suffered an injury and are seeking justice for that injury, you don't have to leave town to find a personal injury lawyer. You need to call Joe Beard with Beard and Stewart's Attorneys at Law. Hometown lawyers helping hometown folks. Give Joe a call at 601-394-5900. And remember, go Cats go! The mission of Greene County Farm Bureau is to provide you with unmatched customer service and attention. If you're looking for home, auto, or life insurance, you should definitely give Jared Lott or Tyler Bray a call to learn more about the full line of insurance and financial services they have available. It's easy to find out if you're getting the type of coverage you need at the best possible rates. Just drop by and see Jared or Tyler at 812 Main Street in Leakesville, or give them a call at 601-394-2801. All right, folks, we're back. We're here with Coach Tim Jordan, defensive coordinator here at Greene County High School, first-year coach, but a veteran coach. Coach, welcome to the program and welcome to Greene County High School.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Good deal. Tell me just a little bit before we get talking about football. Tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, family, that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir. I'm from Mobile, from the Mobile area. I'm married, have a wonderful wife, and I have two daughters.
Fantastic.
They're grown now, 27 and 22.
Oh, any grandkids yet?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
We have a couple and I also have two stepdaughters. So we have a total of total of four. Yes, sir.
Well, super. We're excited about having you here. Tell us a little bit about your coaching experience. You've been coaching over there in the Mobile area for a while too, correct?
Yes, sir. I have. This will be my 31st year coaching. Wow. Yes, sir. The good Lord's blessed me with opportunity to continue to do what I've loved to do, and I spent 25 years in Mobile County. The last 14 being at Murphy High School, okay, which was my high school, and so that was a privilege to be able to coach where you were alumni of.
Oh, good deal.
And then I did 5 years in Jackson County, and so I had the opportunity to come here, and was thrilled with the opportunity to come over.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here. Excited to have you a part of the family. Now let's talk about some football.
All right.
I know Nick and I talked a little bit about what this COVID break means to you, but you've had a little bit of time with your kids. Tell me what you think of your defense and how it's all falling together.
I've been impressed with the kids with the work ethic. Well, I say impressed, but that's what Greene County is known for, is just great kids that come and work hard and expect to be here every day and to get the job done. But we've had a good turnout during the summer. We were excited before the COVID thing hit, but we're going to rebound and continue to keep working and hopefully be able to play on the 3rd.
Yeah, good deal. Well, I know that you lost some kids last year to graduation and had some spots to fill. I haven't been able to see a lot of practices, but it looks like your defense is built more around quickness this year than possibly size. So talk a little bit about the formations and things like that.
Yes, sir. Well, everybody has their own philosophy defensively. Mine and what I offered when I came was multiple defense that would be moving on snap of the football, and we're based out of a 3-4,
Okay.
but we like to bring pressure, and that kind of got these kids excited that
Right, yeah.
that they were going to get a chance to move and take an active role in it. So they've adapted to it. We've gone to more of a quicker type ball player than the size. We still have some size, but speed is a factor.
Sure,
Yes.
sure. And Nick can probably talk more about this than I can, but when you have that type of defense, it creates more opportunities for playmakers, so to speak. It puts them in a situation where they're moving and reacting as opposed to, I know they still got assignments, but I think you understand what I'm saying there. Nick, what position did you play? I can't
In football?
Yeah, didn't you?
Cornerback.
Cornerback.
Yeah, I was a bruiser, man. I loved it. No, not really.
No.
But, you know,
you were tough, I remember.
when you talk about bringing pressure, I think back to Jacob Aycock's defenses here. He was known for bringing pressure, and our kids played great in that system. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a great fit for our kids for sure.
That's one thing that I knew coming in was tradition of Greene County and the defense, and just overall team of what they brought was just the toughness, and we hope to continue that and to build on that.
Yeah, there was a movement afoot from some of the former players to try to put together a 30-year team. And just playing with that in my head, my gracious, you can go back all the way back to the first days of Greene County High School and some of Johnny Ainsworth's first years, and you can just name just player after player. And while there were some tremendous athletes, some collegiate athletes, even a couple of pro guys in that mix, most of them were just, it was right here. And I think that's part of what makes Greene County High School special, and I think that's one of the things that drives the fan support. People like to, to see that kind of thing.
Well, when you think about high school athletes, 1% or less actually go to the next level in high school.
Right.
So I tell people all the time, there is nothing wrong with just being a great high school football player or a great high school baseball player, and that's what we got.
Yes.
I'll take 100 of those any day, just really good high school players that fit into a system well.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Anything particular that you're finding that surprised you?
I would just say, I kind of knew coming in the type kid because we had faced Greene County to play. I've been surprised by the support with the administration, Coach Bray and Coach Dixon, and just the community, the few that I've met so far, and how much it means to the people in Greene County. And I tell these guys, we tell them as coach staff, when they come on Friday night, those guys sitting up in the stands wore those jerseys. So we're representing what they put out there, and we want to continue to put a product they can be proud of.
Absolutely. I do want to say, when we come back, well, there probably will be some restrictions in the stands. There might be some masking situations, and I know our fans, and I think I know them well enough to where they will put aside any issues they might have with that and just slap their mask on and enjoy the game and get out and support those kids. Nick, help me out. What else we need?
Well, I was talking with Coach King earlier about Coach Jordan, and he was singing his praises about the energy that he brings to the defense, and he's introduced some music into practice and things like that. And I know our kids love anybody that gives them that energy, they're going to respond to. Yeah. So I appreciate that as a coach to hear that.
Yes,
I know Coach King's loving it as well.
Is juice still a word?
Juice.
Do they still use that?
Sure, Coach, we'll use it. We like to throw the old in with the new. And that was one thing that these kids responded to that was exciting. They were, it brought energy that, I don't know, they had all along.
Right.
And we kept telling them as a defensive staff to go ahead and show some emotion, go ahead and play, because those teams in the past they had been, you saw the energy that they played with. There was an outside linebacker that played a couple of years back, number 30, and he played. He exemplified the effort and the enthusiasm, that we would want to play with. So
yeah, LaDon Woolard was one of those players, and you can name dozens from over the years. Hicks from back at the not national, I was giving us a good one, the first state championship, and there's just tons of those guys. One of the things about our school, and you know this, you have to share athletes. Baseball players play football and
Yes.
basketball, and so within that, you also have to share offense and defense. And I know y'all do a really good job of trying to keep it where kids aren't playing a lot of time both ways. But talk a little bit about that and some of the kids that we might see doing, some of that.
Yes, sir. We do share athletes, and Coach did a great job of, when I initially got here in the summer, encouraging some of those baseball guys that were on the fence on coming back or not. He did a great job of encouraging them to come out,
Right.
and they're out there now making an impact, so we're thankful for that. There's a couple guys, we're trying to do a separate 11, but there's some that are just that good an athletes that you want them on the field. Zion Williams would be one that plays safety for us, but is also really good catching the football.
Right.
BJ Johnson is another one who plays safety, who can also play on that side. So right now, I would say those would be the two. We're trying not to have to share the lineman part because it's a pounding every play.
Sure.
But there would be, if there's a situation that calls for it,
Yeah.
putting that particular person in would happen.
And depth issues might create a situation
Yes,
where you
sir.
have to do
Definitely.
that as well. But
Definitely.
Nick, unless you have anything else,
Well, I was just going to say another thing, to keep in mind as you watch as a fan, a lot of times it's easy to get caught up in the game, and when things aren't going well on the field to, let the coaches have it. But I think we need to do a good job this year of realizing that there's rarely going to be a game where a coach has his entire team on the field.
Right.
You talked about depth. There's going to be, number twos playing where a number one normally would be, and just keep that in mind. As this is tough on everybody. So
well, and I'll say this along those lines, but and try not to be too preachy about it. Steal your thunder, but there is not a coach at this high school and not a coach in this program that doesn't put in a ton of hours and sweat and blood and heart, and they want to win more than anybody, or certainly as much as anybody.
Sure.
So the idea that that they're not giving it their all is just one of those things that gets caught up in emotion
Right.
sometimes. But I can assure the community that that's not the case.
Right.
I will say this, not to put any pressure on you, but I tell all the football coaches, everything's better when the football team wins. So
Oh,
glad to have you
no
aboard.
doubt. Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all for
Appreciate it.
joining us again this week. We'll be back next week to talk a little bit more, and hopefully we'll have some good stuff to talk about. So appreciate you being here on Cat Talk. See you soon.